Hello, I'm Brian Mckeon, partner at the JMB FLP. Today we'll be reviewing the following CNBC shows: Fast Money, Mad Money, and Options Action for the week of March 16th to March 20th, 2009. Now I'd like to remind you that this is merely a review of the following shows: Fast Money, Mad Money, and Options Action, and only looks at the upside plays for these shows, and not the underlying options used in these calls. And opinions may vary from show to show. And what we merely do is get an average analyst ranking through these free websites. Now first we go on to Fast Money's very own Guy Adami. Follow his upside plays for the week. We have natural gas, UNG, coming in as a strong buy. And his moderate buys are RIG, ABT, Oracle, XTO, and Yum Brands, which come in as moderate buys for the week. Next, here's a list of all his plays for the week that come in as hold, and all the ones that come in as a sell. You can also see that JJC has no analyst coverage at this time. Next, we move on to Robert. He was recommending Apple, and that comes in as a hold this week. Also, Jeff DeGraff made an appearance on the show, and none of his plays made it into the buy camp this week. As for Dennis Cartman, he had JJG come in as a strong buy, and JJC has no analyst coverage at this time. You can also see that he had some things ready to hold this week. As for Jeffrey, none of his things made it into the buy camp this week. Now moving on to Zachary Carabell, you see that none of his things made it into the buy camp this week, and he too has JJC, and that has no analyst coverage at this time. Next, we move on to Jeff Mackey. He has McDonald's, Walmart, and Mosaic coming in as moderate buys this week. As for Pete Najarian, he has Gold, IBM, McDonald's, Exxon, J&J, AT&T, and Teva Pharmaceuticals coming in as moderate buys this week. Also, here's a list of all his upside plays that ready to hold for the week. And also, here's all of his plays that ready to sell for the week. Next, we move on to Tim Seymour. He has BZF coming in as a strong buy. And then he has Gold, IBM, and McDonald's, which rate a moderate buy for the week. Of course, too, you can see everything he has. It comes in as a hold and sell. And he also had a stock that had no analyst coverage, and that was CYB. Next, we move on to Joe Terranova. He had UNG, or natural gas, coming in as a strong buy. Then you can also see that he had Gold, IBM, Exxon, Chevron, and EGO coming in as moderate buys for the week. Also, here's a list of everything he picked for the upside. Comes in as a hold and a sell. And he too also has JJC, which has no analyst coverage at this time. Next, we move on to the show, Mad Money. Now, Jim Cramer, for all of his upside plays for the week, he has McDonald's, RIG, AT&T, Coca-Cola, Verizon, and WMI coming in as moderate buys for the week. Also, here's a list of all his upside plays for the week that come in as a hold. And on here too is all of his upside plays that come in as a sell for the week. Now on to the show, Options Action. Now of all of Stacy Gilbert's upside plays, you can see that none of them rated a buy at this time. As for Mike, the only play he had was Wells Fargo, and that rates a sell at this time. As for Joe Terranova, he has UNG, or natural gas, coming in as a strong buy, and IBM coming in as a moderate buy. So again, in review, the strong buys are BZF, JJG, and UNG coming in as strong buys, and here too you can also see the moderate buys as well. So again, I'd like to remind you that all analyst recommendations are as of March 20th, 2009. And I am not a licensed investment advisor, and the investments I am showing you today, what I'm doing for my friends and family's accounts. And I am not affiliated with CNBC or any of its affiliates, and or any of the websites used to determine these rankings. And I currently own shares of IBM, MetLife, Morgan Stanley, and natural gas. So again, this is Brian Mckeon from the JMB FLP saying thank you. See you next time.